She chose to remain soft. Motherhood, resilience, and quiet strength. She kept her heart hard too. Still, she went home, not to rest, but to responsibility, to motherhood, to sons with fire in their dreams, one chasing football fields, boots striking grass with hope, the other chasing IT, building futures in quiet codes and glowing screens, both reaching for a life she's praying into existence. So she knocked again, not for herself this time, but for them. And when doors opened halfway, then gently, painfully, closed, she did not break. She became a shield. They cried, dreams bruised by disappointment, eyes searching for answers she did not always have. And she mastered the sacred language of silent tears, because mothers do not always have the luxury of falling apart. They carry pain like water in a clay pot, steady, intentional, careful not to let it spill into the lives they are still shaping. She paid fees with strength no one applauded, carried burdens that never announced themselves, fought battles that had no witnesses, and still, she chose not to hate. Yes, she was wounded, not lightly, not briefly, but deeply, in places words cannot fully reach. Yet somehow, she refused to let pain rewrite her nature. She remained soft, not weak, but tender with strength, open, even when closing would have been easier, kind, when bitterness felt justified. She held on to the good, not because everything was good, but because she refused to let darkness be the loudest voice in her story. She gripped gratitude like it was the last thread of light, and she did not let go. And even when she said, "I don't expect a reply," what her heart quietly echoed was, "I still remember who we were." Because this too is motherhood, to love when love is not returned, to give when no one is counting, to show up when no one is clapping, to forgive without apology, without closure, without explanation. So if you ask her story, she will not tell it as one of betrayal. No, she will lift her head, steady, whole, and unashamed, and say, "I learned how to keep my heart while raising others." And that is not a weakness. That is power. That is quiet, unshakable grace. That is strength that does not need noise to prove it exists. So if the world ever wonders what resilience looks like, tell them this: it is a woman who stood in the face of disappointment, held her children closer, and refused to let pain make her hard. It is a woman who had every reason to harden and still chose to remain soft. And if this stirred something within you, don't just scroll away. Click subscribe and stay for more stories of strength, grace, and becoming.